Hello students, how are you? I hope you are fine and you are happy. So students, you are warm welcome in this next video. This is the video series for chapter 2nd biological classification of 11th class. So students, in this video we are going to discuss about the little bit about sixth kingdom classification and also first kingdom of the five kingdom classification, Monera. So keep watching, it is very interesting and also very important for your NEET, AIMS and CBSE exams. So students, let's discuss about the sixth kingdom classification. What is the sixth kingdom classification? So in this classification system, Carl Wood given the two categories which are under the Monera. So students, you know, in Monera all the prokaryotic animals or prokaryotic living beings are found. But Carl Wood divided Monera into two categories, Archaea and Eubacteria. So 5 and 1 is increased and becomes 6. So that is why it is known as the sixth kingdom classification. It is little bit elaborated in comparison to five kingdom classification. So five kingdom classification is well accepted students because it is simpler and also easy to understand. But sixth kingdom classification, you must know that what is the sixth kingdom classification, and if we have discussed the demerits of five kingdom classification, then another one classification it should be emerged. So this is the next proposed classification system by Carl Wood. So students, it is the classification system proposed by Carl Wood. They placed Carl Wood and et al. Means some co-workers also were there. So they placed Archaebacteria and Eubacteria under prokaryotes. All the monerans are divided into two parts, Archaebacteria and Eubacteria, and rest of the four kingdom, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalgia under eukaryotes, just as it is five kingdom classification. So this is known as the sixth kingdom classification. So let's see the structure of sixth kingdom classification. This is sixth kingdom classification. So these are three domain because these are the higher category when earth is formed. So all the living beings are divided into three parts. So this greater or biggest category or the taxa is known as domain. So what is the domain? Bacteria, archaea and eukaryota or eukarya. So these are three main or biggest category under the classification. So bacteria, archaea and eukaryota. So in eukaryota all the four category or four kingdom of five kingdom classification except Monera are here in eukaryota. And monerans are divided into these two categories, bacteria and archaea. So bacteria and archaea. Kingdom, because after domain we will study the kingdom because domain is biggest category and kingdom is bigger one. So next kingdom Eubacteria, Archaebacteria, Monera of five kingdom classification given by R.S. Whitaker is divided into two category, Eubacteria and Archaebacteria. So here all the features are same just like five kingdom classification in eukaryota, but here we will discuss little bit about the Eubacteria and Archaebacteria. What are the Eubacteria? These are prokaryote. Archaebacteria are also prokaryote. Cell structure, cell wall with peptidoglycan we have discussed. Cell walls without peptidoglycan means in Archaebacteria cell wall is not made up of peptidoglycan. So it is the major difference between these two. Number of cells unicellular, both are unicellular. Mode of nutrition, autotrophic or heterotrophic nutrition. Here also in Archaebacteria autotrophic and heterotrophic nutritions are found. But here example Streptococcus, Escherichia coli, these are eubacteria, common bacteria. Generally we are finding the bacteria each and everywhere, they are eubacteria and they are also known as the true bacteria. But some bacteria are found in harsh condition. These are Archaebacteria just like Methanogen and Halophils. So students, this is the sixth kingdom classification I briefly described. So let's go on the next page to discuss about the first kingdom, Monera. This is the first kingdom of five kingdom classification. So in our syllabus of 11th class all the kingdoms are described. So let's discuss about the first kingdom, kingdom Monera. What is kingdom Monera? We have discussed in brief in that chart. Now in detail we will discuss here. Bacteria are sole members of the kingdom Monera. So in kingdom Monera, what are the living organism? Bacteria. So bacteria are the sole members, means they are the depth or they are the basic member, they are common members of the 5 kingdom classification. In which category? Monera. So they are the most abundant microorganism, means they present each and everywhere. Bacteria occurs almost everywhere, because if our hand or our body skin is exposed in the air, it is contacting bacteria. We drink some water, it is also contaminated with some bacteria, and each and every time we are in contact of bacteria. So that is why bacteria are almost everywhere. Bacteria are grouped under 4 categories based on their shape. Bacteria may be of different shape, so that is why they are categorized into different shape. So what are the shapes? 4 categories. What are 4 categories? The spherical. Bacteria may rounded, spherical in shape. So this is particular term given to the spherical bacteria or the rounded bacteria. This is cocci. Cocci, or singular is coccus. So coccus is the term or particular scientific term it is given to the rounded bacteria. So also you have read about some bacteria, the name of bacteria Diplococcus pneumoniae. So this is the bacteria cause pneumonia in human being. So this is Diplococcus pneumoniae. Here diplo is the term. Diplo का मतलब two. Diplo means two bacteria, or two bacteria when are attached together, so and they are rounded in shape. So this term is Diplococcus. Two rounded bacteria are attached together. This is Diplococcus pneumoniae. Next one is rod shaped structure. Rod shaped structure just like this one. So this is the rod shaped structure. It is found. Also may present flagella, but this is the rod shaped. Rod shaped structure is found. The particular term is used for rod shaped bacteria is bacillus. Plural term is bacilli. Plural term for coccus, cocci. So bacilli is the plural term for bacillus. Bacillus is the term is used for rod shaped bacteria. So these are rod shaped. Next one is the comma shaped bacteria, just like it. So flagella may present just like comma shaped bacteria. So particular term is used for it. This is Vibrium, and plural term is Vibrio. So this is the terminology, students. You must remind it more and more, because Vibrium, Bacillus, Coccus, these are the terms used for the particular shape of bacteria. The spiral spirulum. The spiral bacteria is known as the spirulum. So what is the structure of spiral bacteria? Just like it. So this is a spiral bacteria. So spiral bacteria is known as spirulum, because I want to tell you the example of Vibrium. Vibrio cholerae. Vibrio cholerae is the bacteria which cause the cholera. Cholera is the disease which occurs in human being. So Vibrio cholerae is the bacteria which causes the disease in human being. Bacillus, this is the bacteria, well known bacteria, Lactobacillus, which is the curd bacteria. In curd is formed by this bacteria with the help of this bacteria. So Lactobacillus means Lactobacillus bacteria is rod shaped. Diplococcus bacteria is rounded. Vibrio cholerae bacteria is just like comma shaped. And spirulum, Azotobacter spirulum. So this is the bacteria present in the soil which fix the nitrogen. So these are 4 category on the basis of their shape. So students, let's discuss more about the bacteria. So this is the bacteria are able, they also live in extreme habitats such as hot springs, desert and snow, and deep oceans where very few other life forms can survive. Many of them live in or on other organisms as parasites. So students, in harsh condition most of the life forms cannot survive, but these bacteria, they are mold tolerant. They have mold tolerance power, and they can tolerate harsh condition, and their survival is happen. So these bacteria are included in a category. This is known as the archaebacteria. So on the basis of survival in different conditions, some bacteria are categorized into two parts, because earlier we have discussed the four categories of bacteria according to their shape, but on the basis of their survival in different conditions, bacteria are of two types, or two categories of bacteria are found. What are these categories? These are archaebacteria and eubacteria. So first we will discuss about the archaebacteria. Archaebacteria, these bacteria are special since they live in some the most harsh habitats such as extreme salty areas, halophils. Means these are the terms, students, be careful, these are the term. All the language I am using, this is the NCERT language, so don't mind it, because I kept here all the language of NCERT, because most of the questions are found in your exam from the NCERT language. That is why these terminology are also very important for your exam. Halophil means, I want to describe it, halo or haline, these are the term used for salt. So salt is sometime called haline condition. Salty condition is haline condition, also known as. So haline, from haline, halo is used. Halophils. So phils means to attract. Phils means to attract. So phils means to attract. Halophils. Halophils means bacteria which attract towards the salty conditions, or they can survive in salty condition, extremely salty condition. So these bacteria are kept in this category, halophils. So these bacteria are known as the halophils. And some also can survive in hot springs, means where the temperature is very extreme. So here bacteria can survive. These bacteria are known as thermoacidophils. So here you can also elaborate it. Thermo is the term used for the heat or the temperature. So thermo means thermophils, you can say thermophils. So these are bacteria. Phils means to attract, thermo means the temperature, means bacteria when attract toward the high temperature, this category of bacteria is known as thermophils, or these bacteria are thermophils. When sometime another term is used, acidophils. Acidophils means bacteria, they can survive in acidic condition, extremely acidic condition. So acido means acidic, phils means to attract. Some bacteria attract toward the acidic condition or extremely acidic conditions. So these bacteria are known as acidophils. So common term to these bacteria, thermoacidophils. The bacteria which can survive in harsh temperature or extreme temperature, they can also survive in the acidic condition. That is why the common term is thermoacidophils. And marshy area means the bacteria can also survive in the very dangerous situation. This is the marshy area. In marshy area, no animal can survive, or most of the animals, they are died in this situation. So methanogens are the bacteria, they can survive in the marshy area. Archaebacteria differ from the bacteria in having a different cell wall, because archaebacteria, they also have the different cell wall we have discussed in the earlier chart of 6 kingdom classification. So structure and this feature is responsible for their survival. So according to their cell wall, so their cell wall is the main importance, has main importance to survive themselves in the extreme condition. So methanogens are present in the gut of several ruminants. So ruminants are the animals, or you can say cattle. So cattle which can chew their food, or they take their food inside the mouth and they chew their food for a long, or once their food goes inside the rumen and come back toward the mouth to chewing. So these animals are known as the ruminants, because rumen is the pouch or it is the part of their stomach. That is why rumen is found in the animals. So these animals are known as ruminants. So in rumen, it is the part of stomach of the cattle in which these methanogen bacteria are survived. You also know about the gobar gas or the biogas. Gobar means in dung, cow dung, some bacteria are found. These are methanogen bacteria or methane bacteria. So these bacteria form the biogas from cellulosic components. So animals such as cows and buffaloes, and they are responsible for the production of methane biogas from the dung of these animals. So you know very well in earlier classes or small classes you also have read about it. So let's discuss about the eubacteria. Also I want to show you the picture of archaebacteria. They can survive in harsh condition. In next slide I will show. So first we go to the next slide. So students, you know, these are the bacteria. What they are? These are cyanobacteria, and so students, in this we have discussed the archaebacteria. So they are just like this. Now it is the turn to eubacteria. Eubacteria, they survive in common normal habitats. They are thousands of different bacteria or true bacteria. They can survive each and everywhere in the normal condition. They are characterized by the presence of a rigid cell wall and if motile a flagellum. So you know we have discussed the different types of bacteria according to their shape. So these all are eubacteria, generally are found each and everywhere. On the basis of their mode of nutrition, bacteria are of two types. So these eubacteria, only these eubacteria, we have discussed the archaebacteria. These are different from these one because they can survive in harsh condition, but eubacteria can survive in normal condition. So these eubacteria can divide it into two parts or two categories on the basis of their mode of nutrition: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition also categorized into two parts, means autotrophic bacteria form their food in two ways: with the help of photosynthesis process and chemosynthesis process. That is why these are categorized into two parts: photosynthetic autotrophic bacteria and chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria. So first we will discuss about the photosynthetic autotrophic bacteria. Cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria are the example of photosynthetic autotrophic bacteria, which is the category of eubacteria. So remember it. It is very important. Sometime the question is seen in your exam, what is cyanobacteria, and write the short note on cyanobacteria. So cyanobacteria is the photosynthetic autotrophic bacteria, which is the category of eubacteria. So these have chlorophyll, are similar to green plants and are photosynthetic autotroph, and are also known as the blue green algae because it's just like the blue green algae, bluish and greenish in color or unicellular in nature, and perform the photosynthesis. That is why it is known as the blue green algae. The cyanobacteria are unicellular colonial. Cyanobacteria can survive in single or alone, but sometimes they are found in colonies, or they may be filamentous freshwater marino terrestrial algae. So these are of different type according to their these features. The colonies are generally surrounded by the gelatinous sheath. Gelatin is the substance. So colonies, suppose bacteria are surrounded by the sheath. So this is gelatin substance. So gelatinous sheath, and they often form blooms in polluted water bodies. So they bloom in polluted water bodies because where pollution occurs in the water bodies, the different greenish, bluish and reddish color water surface is appeared. So it is due to the cyanobacteria. Some of these organisms can fix atmospheric nitrogen in specialized cells. Some of them, cyanobacteria, can fix the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate and nitrites. So special cells are found in these cyanobacteria. These are Heterocyst. So this is very important question. This is very important. Which cell of the cyanobacteria can fix the nitrogen into nitrates and nitrites? So this is heterocyst. What are these bacteria? These are Nostoc and Anabaena. So Nostoc and Anabaenas are example of cyanobacteria. So students, this is about the eubacteria, and so let's discuss about the another category of eubacteria. What is it? This is the chemosynthetic bacteria. So these are the bacteria, you are looking here, the greenish surface of the water. This is like just like color you are looking here, we spread the color on the surface of water. So this is due to the presence of cyanobacteria. So this is green algae, green. So this is here, you are looking here, this is the picture, another one. So this is bluish in, little bit bluish in color. So blue green algae, this is the picture of blue green algae. So students, let's discuss about the chemosynthetic bacteria. What are chemosynthetic bacteria? Chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria, they oxidize various inorganic substances such as nitrate, nitrites and ammonia, and use the released energy for their ATP production. They play a great role in cycling nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur. So students, the most of the components found in living body, just like nitrogen, sulfur, these all the types of elements are found in living body. When living body degrades, then these bacteria helps to free the phosphorus compound, iron compound and sulfur compound into simpler one or free elements, just like phosphorus, iron and sulfur. So according to their food or according to their compounds on which they work, their name is of different type. Phosphorus is the substrate or phosphorus is the component at which the bacteria works. So this is known as the phosphorus bacteria. Phosphorus bacteria. So just like here, iron bacteria and sulfur bacteria. So these are the example of chemosynthetic bacteria because they oxidize these inorganic substances to produce energy. So students, this is all about the eubacteria and archaebacteria. This is the Monera group or kingdom Monera we have discussed. So in next video we will discuss some useful and harmful bacteria, and also we will discuss next category or next kingdom. What is it? Protista. So students, this is the last. Thank you for watching this video, and comment if you like, subscribe and share.